What is up, YouTube? Yesterday I went to a case tournament for the Megatins at Tournament City Games in Frederick, Maryland. Shout out to that shop. It's probably one of the best card shops in the area. Yeah, they had a case tournament. They had 68 players. I got top four, or a top eight actually. It was a top eight split, but I got fourth place after Swiss. And we just split. We're gonna play it out, but everyone was like hungry and wanted to get food, so we split that. My record was 5-0-2, 5 wins, no losses, and 2 draws. The one draw I had, I could have won it. I just made a big misplay, which I'll get to later. And I have a bunch of my matchups and like life points and everything on this piece of paper, so I can go through some of my matchups really quick. But yeah, the main deck, I played pure Eldlich, kind of like what Pack played. I know a lot of people are saying this is like the Pack deck, but there's some kind of changes that I had in the deck because I didn't have the Deers at the time, and no one like had them for the Megatons only borrow, so that's what I played. So for monsters, we play the 2 Golden Lord, standard, nothing to say about that. I drew this card multiples a couple times yesterday, which was pretty bad. I think I won both those games though. And then 2 Inspector Border, or 3 Inspector Border. This is because I didn't have Ecclesia or Nadir Servant, so I just thought this was a good normal summon because I didn't. I want to play like a normal summon that I could just like summon, and that if they had like back removal, it was didn't matter. So that's that. For spells, pretty standard. Triple. Extra, I think this is the best trap in this deck because it draws 2, better than Prosperity. Because in like a deck with like 30 traps, you just rather see 2 traps than like 1 good trap. If that makes sense. And then 2 Duality because you can play this card under Extra. So that's that. And then for traps, which is the main portion of the deck, the Eldlich traps, Triple Sanguine, Triple Conch, and Triple Aquero. I won't go into too much detail. But I guess one difference, I know a lot of the trap decks are playing only 2 Aquero. But I want a 3, just because in the grind game, it's really good to see this. And once you see one of these cards, it just gets your whole engine going. So I want to select one of these and like, and then your like good traps. And then surprisingly enough, this was really good against my Striker matchup. I think round 3 I played against Striker. I had like Gozen up and this, and like I was just like being over his rays, and he couldn't like Widow Anchor them because they're normal monsters. So that's really cool. And Bell, not a lot of people were playing Bell that I faced, so. Usually the Sanguine went off. And then for actual traps, we play Triple Psalm Strike. This card in tandem with like any of your other like blowout traps, it's just really good going second because you can just like kill everyone, like break every board. The bad thing though with this card is I usually went into time, not because like neither of us are slow playing, just because like the type of deck this is. So like a lot of my games went into like time, so this card was kind of bad in that situation. We play 2 Trap Trick. Just because we play a lot of normal traps. Let's see if I can get back in focus. Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, 2 Trap Trick. This is really good because it gets your normal traps. And it's also really good with your Eldlich engine because it gets your Sanguine. Okay, there, I think it's back in focus. Okay. And then we play Triple Punishment. This card is really good all day. I don't really have to explain this card. This card just against Prank Kids. I actually played second to last round. It's just good because like it gets one of their kids out of the way, and then you can pop pranks so they don't keep drawing. And then Triple Ice Dragon's Prison. The only matchup was pretty bad against today was the Striker and the Prank Kid, which is fine because all your other traps are just like blowouts versus Prank Kids. Triple Torrential. This card was a blowout all day. I played against 2 PK decks, but those were only 2 draws because like they can grind with you pretty well. They can't like kill you through your floodgates, but they can grind, so you can't really kill them. So those are the times where I drew. But Torrential was really good against those decks because they would overextend, and you just Torrential them. And I know they get like a bunch of resources back, but like they're just gonna get like a Fog Blade, which like you don't really care about Fog Blade in that deck because they just Fog Blade your Golden Lord, and then you just like sit on that. So it's really cool. Now for Floodgates, we play Triple Gozen and Double Rivalry. Thinking about this now, I'd rather have played maybe a 3rd Rivalry. Because it was just this card was just super good against like all the decks I played, like the PK deck. Even though like because a lot of PK decks that I saw they were playing like the Raid Raptor stuff too, so that would have shut them down. Against the Striker deck, like just crazy. In my last round, I played against one of my friends, Steve. He was playing a Eldlich Dragon Link deck, so this like would have shut him down too if I played another one. 1 IO and 1 Scale Drain. This card's like kind of like a pseudo strike, depending on like what their interruptions are. Because against my friend Steve with the Dragon Link deck, he had Spheres and Bane, and I flipped over Rivalry, or I think I flipped over Gozen, and he negated with Hot Red, and I just chained that, so that was really cool interaction. And then for the extra deck, tokens, field centers and stuff here. The extra deck's pretty standard. I'm not going to really explain anything. Just stuff for punishment. 3 Natis. That's Pleiades. This actually won me multiple games. Just burning for, because a lot of times I would attack with Golden Lords, and people just wouldn't like do anything. If they wouldn't like put a monster up or anything, because they were like, oh, I'm still gonna be alive, and like, what's this deck gonna do? Kill me? And then you just make that and just kill them. 2 Lina, 2 Link Spider, the 1 Celine, which never came up because I never had Ecclesia in the deck, but this is filler. And the 1 Access Code. This is actually was a Boros store during the tournament. I just let my friend borrow this, so, and then we just switch back our cards. Yeah, check out my deck or his deck profile of Prank Kids. He topped as well. Shout out to Bengi. And then for side deck, probably the best card in my side deck honestly was Lava Golem. This card was just amazing. I played against Agonister. I did beat Agonister, but I did misplay against Agonister because I flipped up Gozen preemptively when he had the big guy up. Then he had the big guy. He had the Towers card with like the dark eye, and I couldn't Lava Golem, which was my misplay on that. But against like Dragon Link and PK, it's a blowout. Even against Prank Kids too, if they leave up like the Ripborn Roaster with like some other thing, you can like pop it or tribute. 1 Duster. I think I saw this one against Guru. 2 Broken Line. This card was subpar. I think I resolved it twice. But I like against the Prank Kid player, I kind of misplayed because I put it in like both the far and the left zones. I should have put it like under the extra monster zones because I drew 2. But that was on my part. Triple Psalm's Judgment. A lot of people were saying that I should have played this in the main deck. But I kind of want this in the side because it's not good going second. It's only good going first. And I feel like going first, like not a lot of people are putting in back removal. So I should, if I go first game 1, I should win that. So this is just for going second. Triple Storm Duster against like backward decks, stuff like that. And Triple Evenly, just for like backward decks or decks that make like a big board but not like negations. Like against Prank Kids, they don't have any like Omni negates, but they have like a lot of board presence, so that was good against that. So quick rundown of the matches. So round 1 I placed Guru, 2-1. Game 2 he just made and I couldn't do anything. Round 2 was against PK. We drew. It was just back and forth, and he couldn't just out my board, and I couldn't do any damage to him. Round 4 was against Agonister. I won that in time. Round 4 was against Striker. That was a blowout. He couldn't get out my floodgates. Round 5 was against Prank Kids. I beat him, like, we had like a couple minutes left, but I beat him with that. I just floodgates. Round 6 was the PK Dragon Link. We drew on that one. And then round 7 was against my friend Steve playing the Dragon Link deck, which I beat him pretty handily. So yeah, guys, that's my deck profile, my matchups. I know this deck's kind of boring, but I definitely like playing this deck. I've always been like a control player at heart. And I got 5 Megatins. Didn't pull anything too crazy. Didn't pull a cross out. But I did get some Ecclesias and the Deer Servant, so I can definitely put these in this deck. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about this deck. It's definitely going to change during the Burst of Destiny format. I'm not too sure if this is going to be able to compete with all those decks, but I'll definitely try and make some changes to it. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think of the comment section down below. Appreciate all the support you guys are giving me on my profiles. So yeah, thanks, guys.